Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of TGG Cares. This is where we take one local nonprofit here in the Sioux Empire area and we highlight them, tell you guys a little bit more about them, just spread awareness and also different ways that you can get involved and help out, especially this time of the year as the Christmas season is upon us. So we are joined by Amy with Children's Inn here in Sioux Falls. So welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
Yes. So a little bit about yourself. How long have you been with Children's Inn?
Sure. So I just celebrated my 13th anniversary at Children's Inn, and I have been in the nonprofit world for pretty much all my career, but this is probably by far the most rewarding job I've had. Yeah.
Awesome. So what's your exact title?
I'm the operations director with Children's Inn, so I kind of oversee a little bit of everything.
Okay. And you guys are busy right now, and we'll get into that a little later. But tell us a little bit, maybe there's somebody out there that this is maybe their first time hearing about Children's Inn.
You bet. So Children's Inn, we are most known for being a domestic violence shelter. We also serve victims of child abuse and neglect. So we really have a variety of individuals who are coming to us every day seeking safety and shelter because of some sort of abusive situation. So domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, elder abuse, child abuse, human trafficking, really anyone who is experiencing any one of those horrific events and needs a safe place to stay can stay in our shelter. But then we also provide 24-hour crisis intervention. So, there's often people who are experiencing domestic violence or situations like that that don't need shelter, but they need other supports. So they can utilize our crisis intervention services, our counseling, parenting support, case management, outreach, just a variety of things, really surrounding victims with any sort of service that they might need.
That's awesome. And so victims can come directly to you.
Yes.
Say I'm aware of somebody that maybe needs your services. What's the direct avenues or the best avenues to get them over to you?
People come to us so many different ways. Sometimes it's maybe like yourself, you're worried about somebody, so you refer them to us and the two of you show up together. We offer that support that way. Or maybe you just refer them to us to call and they can call and we can talk them through it. And then if they decide it's something they want to come in and talk more about or need our shelter services, then they would need to come on site. We receive emails from people who are in crisis. It's really just a variety of ways. Law enforcement is a big partner for us because domestic violence is one of those calls that they're always going out on where there's a domestic dispute, somebody's been injured or harmed, or neighbors are worried about what they're hearing going on in that apartment next to them. And so law enforcement, it's a pretty common thing for law enforcement to be bringing individuals to us. And then we can kind of take it from there and offer the support and services that we provide.
Yeah. Awesome. So talk about the need for this in Sioux Falls.
You bet. So statistically, you'll see anywhere between 1 in 4 and 1 in 3 women will be a victim of domestic violence in her lifetime. So when you look at our population in Sioux Falls, that's a lot of people. Yeah. We average about 1,000 individuals coming to us every year for shelter. That includes adults and children. And so on an average day, we have about 46 people staying in our shelter. We're a 40-bed shelter at this point. So that kind of shares.
On average, you're out of space.
Exactly, above capacity, yes. But, domestic violence is one of those things, and child abuse for that matter. It's something that people don't necessarily want to talk about. They don't want to acknowledge that it's happening not only to themselves, but to even people they know. Yeah. So there's a lot of shame and humiliation and even just fear in reaching out for help. And so that's why it's so nice to be able to talk like this and get the word out that, we don't want people to feel those things. We want them to know, okay, there's a place out there. I don't need to be ashamed. They're going to help me. They're not going to judge me, and I'll be safe. Victims, they're fleeing. They're not safe oftentimes. And so not getting a good night's rest or always fearing, looking over their shoulder, or will their kids be safe at school? All those things are always running through their mind, and that's very stressful and anxiety provoking. So we want to help take that away.
Yeah. No, I think it's awesome. Okay, so you're out of. You mentioned you're completely out of space. You said on average you're over capacity.
Right.
You said you've been up to 70 plus.
Yes.
So what's the future look like for Children's Inn?
Well, we have been operating above or at or above capacity about the last 6 years. So it's just pretty much every day we're bursting at the seams. And so we are currently in a building campaign, and we have broke ground on a new location, a new facility. We're really excited. We're going from a 40-bed shelter to a 96-bed shelter.
Wow.
More than doubling our square footage. More office space, more family rooms, more dining space. Right now we have to separate people to eat meals, and we want to be able to bring people together and have that space to do that. And all of that will be possible in our new location. So we broke ground in July, and our hope and our goal, if everything keeps going as well as it is, we should be moving in fall of 2022. So less than a year from now, we hope to be in our new
And
space.
the new location is we were just talking the track,
Yes.
essentially at the old School for the Deaf, which is now
Exactly.
called
The Empower Campus.
Empower
Yep,
Campus,
so we are
yep.
neighbors to the Empower Campus, where the Empower Campus has lots of great other social service agencies, and we're really close to a lot of those that our clients utilize as well. So, it's going to be a great location, and the neighbors have welcomed us, so we're lucky
Absolutely.
about that too.
Yeah, I joke that my kids, every time we drive by, they love you. There's cranes.
Yep,
There's a lot of machinery going on.
Yeah, I got to be on site a couple weeks ago with my hard hat and walking around. I'm like, this is so cool.
Oh,
and
man.
I'm not a 10-year-old boy. I mean, I loved it too. It's just really, it's fun to be a part of.
It's exciting. I just think what the Empower Campus is doing there, and all the nonprofits that are almost teaming
Yes,
up in a way,
yes.
or kind of combining resources, is just super exciting. So let's talk specifically about this time of the year.
Yeah.
We're in the holiday season. Christmas is coming up, which is, I think the majority of us look at it as just a magical time of
Yes.
year, a special time of year. But when you're in a situation like some of your residents, I would imagine that could be a difficult time of year.
Right. So we try our hardest to provide a very special and meaningful holiday for them as well. But when you're coming from crisis, when your primary concern is safety, you don't always think about Christmas or gifts or things like that. But so we try to take that burden off of those that are staying with us and provide that for them. So we're very fortunate that we have a lot of community support, so we can do that for our clients. Kind of fun, we give everybody who's staying with us, we have them write a Christmas list, and you would be amazed at people they say they don't want anything. They just want to be safe. They just want to have their family together. One woman recently, all of her list was just thanking us for being there, and she didn't even ask for anything, because that's not what's important to her right now. And she said, my kids don't need anything. We just don't need anything. But we have kids that come to us who have never had shoes in a box before. You think of that, like, I buy shoes in a box all the time because they're brand new. Well, so many of our families have never had that experience. So those are things we try to provide for them, even though they don't realize they never say they want it, but it's something we can do for them. But again, that's only because the community supports us so much, and we try to do the traditional meals and all of those kinds of things to give people that.
Try to make it as special as possible,
Absolutely,
given the
yes.
circumstances.
Yep.
And you guys do. That's why we really wanted to do this time of year. Have you guys on, because I think you guys do such a great job of making it as special as it can be, and giving your residents that Christmas experience that otherwise they wouldn't get to have.
Right.
And so, what are some ways, if somebody's watching and they're going, man, I'm looking for something to do this time of year to help somebody else, to just, give in whatever way they can.
Yep.
What are some opportunities through Children's Inn?
I'm thinking of a couple different ones. One is just giving, but also we have our gift wrap booth out in the Empire Mall. So if people are out in the mall and they want your gifts wrapped, just stop by our booth. We'll take care of the wrapping, and all you need to do is give us a donation. And that donation helps support what we're doing now and the future, of course.
So that's super practical.
Exactly. Like, there's a lot of people.
Wrap their gifts.
There's a lot of people who don't like wrapping gifts, I've learned. And so,
I'm one of them.
yes. We're like this angel in the mall, apparently, for people who don't like to wrap. So that's a great one. But if people want to give something back to Children's Inn or support those that are staying with us, I mean, I always say whatever you need at your house, we need at our house times 40. So those bottles of shampoo that you buy, we go through those like crazy. So we're always in need of shampoo and conditioner and lotion and underwear. We go through a lot of underwear and a lot
Yeah.
of socks. And, we don't want someone to, oh, you only get this much, or you can only have that pair of socks. And we want to, just like you have a drawer you go to,
Yeah.
we want people to be able to have that selection and option too. So toys, of course, we use toys now for the holidays and providing those for kids that are with us. But then we also use any extra that we have throughout the year for birthdays. Lots of kids celebrate birthdays when they're with us, so we always want to do that upright. Just like we do Christmas, we do birthdays, cake, and decorating our dining room and having that for the kids. And so anything that you think of that you might use at your own home or for your own family, we would welcome that.
And I know what we've done in the past too is where we will reach out and you guys give us a list, some of those items that they or put on their list, that you'll share those with us. And I know we're just out doing some shopping yesterday, and honestly, last year was the first year that we did it as a team, and it was, I think, the highlight of most of our team members, or I'm going to say all of our team members. The highlight was not only shopping, but putting together the bikes and the different things, and then delivering them to you guys. Is just, there's something, it's hard to explain, but that giving to an organization like yours, but knowing that it's specifically gonna really hopefully give some cheer to some kids and moms out there.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just, there's nothing like it. And so that's another option.
Yes,
too.
absolutely. And you don't often get to see the people that benefit from it. And when you drop things off, you don't get to see those that are staying with us necessarily, but I just wish I could share how much that means to people and how much meaning that has. And so, any little bit that people can do goes a long way with those we serve.
When we dropped ours off last year, your staff really made it known just by even their facial expressions of as we were bringing stuff in of how special it was going to be and how important it was going to be to these kids and the moms that were there. So even though we didn't get to see firsthand, we knew, we just felt from your staff that we were doing something that was going to make somebody's Christmas special. So I would recommend to anybody watching this, if you're looking for a way, either big or small, to give this Christmas season, to reach out to Children's Inn, get a handful of items off a list, one item off the list, maybe a whole list of things, but it is something that you'll never want to not do as the years come forward. It's just something that is kind of game changing for us this time of the year to give back. So,
and I would mention those lists that you're mentioning are on our website. So there's a specific Christmas list, there's the year-round list. So lots of opportunities for people for sure.
Very cool. Well, awesome. Anything else you want to share? Anything else that we need to know?
Keep your eye on our new building expansion and all the fun that's coming with that. We know we'll be able to serve so many more and in a more dignified and respectful way than what we're able to do now because of our limited space. So it's a big deal for us and for the community.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
When is the estimated completion date?
We're hoping we're moving in next November. November of 2022 is our goal.
Just about
and
a year.
Yep, the weather has cooperated, so we're right on schedule, and it's been great. But
And then double capacity and double what you guys are doing for this community.
So the support for our community will certainly be needed even as we move forward.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining
you.
us and just sharing with that. Again, I think we're going to share their website below where you can go find Christmas lists or even just a contact to reach out to somebody over there for different ways you can help. Or if you have a referral that you'd like to send them, if there's somebody you know that may be in need of their services, for sure reach out. And it is a safe place. It's a place that's respectful, it's confidential, and just does a great job of taking care of those in need. So thank you again. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.